Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land, where you come every Monday to Thursday for your top stories making headlines in Israel, including the latest updates on Operation Sword of Iron, or Israel's war against Hamas. Now, just a short while ago, we had another massive barrage of rockets fired from the Gaza Strip towards Tel Aviv and central Israel. It has been reported that a rocket hit a building, an apartment building in Petah Tikva, some 20 minutes away from where I am, causing significant damage. Now, of course, these rockets have fuel inside of them, and despite the fact that we seem to be hearing, at least for now nearly 3 weeks, that Gaza is running out of fuel, there still seems to be enough fuel to power these rockets that are fired from within civilian infrastructure in Gaza towards civilian infrastructure in Israel. So let's take a look at some of the events that have transpired in the last 24 hours. Last night, Prime Minister Netanyahu addressed the nation. He intimated that a date has been set for a ground incursion into Gaza. Now, we have had reports from the Wall Street Journal saying that the US is reported to have asked Israel to delay the ground incursion in order for the US to bolster its air defense systems across the region should the conflict spread. The Prime Minister also spoke about the fact that he understands the need and for answers and questions as to who is responsible for the failure. And he said, rest assured, there will come a time where everybody, including himself, will face inquiry. He says, however, now is not the time. The focus is on leading Israel to a resounding victory against Hamas. Last night, the IDF also conducted targeted raids in the Gaza Strip, and there is some footage that has been released by the spokesman's unit of tanks entering the beleaguered strip. The IDF head spokesperson, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, announced earlier today that they have confirmed with the families of at least 224 that their loved ones have been kidnapped and are being held hostage by Hamas in Gaza. Meanwhile, the IDF also released a recording of a conversation, as well as the corresponding transcript of a conversation between an intelligence officer, a soldier in the IDF, and a civilian in Gaza, who says that Hamas are preventing them from leaving, from going to safety. He was advised to go to the city of Khan Yunis in the south, and he said, we can't go. Hamas are blocking the exit ways, and they are even shooting people who are trying to leave. So when we tell you that Israel is doing absolutely everything in our power to mitigate any civilian casualties, I don't think in history we know of other armies that phone civilians, not just drop leaflets or roof knocking, phone civilians to speak to them personally, to appeal to them to leave. And we have a situation where Hamas, who are responsible for their civilians, including using the billions of aid that they have received to build infrastructure, fuel, food, water, and have squandered it all to provoke a war with Israel that none of us wanted. Turning now to the United Nations, and the fallout continues from the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres' comments that the Hamas atrocity did not happen in a vacuum. Now, he has said that it's ridiculous and his comments were taken out of context, but I don't see any other way to read his comments. I think he realized quickly the massive offensive mistake that he has made, not just for the people of Israel, but for Jews around the world, and is trying to walk that back as much as possible. The UN are reported to meet soon at the General Assembly to discuss a resolution put forward by Jordan and Mauritania that condemn Israel for what they are calling crimes, war crimes. Nowhere in their resolution has it been mentioned the horrific and barbaric massacre against Israeli civilians that provoked Israel's retaliation. Yesterday I brought you the story that Jordan's Queen Rania went on to Cristiano Ronaldo and CNN and basically castigated Israel, drew scorn on whether or not Hamas had in fact committed these atrocities, as well as said the world has a double standard and is too focused on Hamas, and basically laid all the blame at Israel. Well, it has been reported that families of the missing and of the hostages have sent her that secured website where all the horrific footage that journalists viewed over the last couple of days that shows the atrocity recorded by Hamas, admitted by Hamas, who have admitted to our intelligence officers that this is what they came for. This is what they came for. They came to kill. They were ordered to kill, to behead, to rape. Not only do we have that in their voices, not only do we have that on their body cam and GoPro footage, security cameras and dashboard cameras, but we also found a note on one of the Hamas terrorists killed that said that they have to behead the bodies of Jews and rip out their hearts and livers. This is the level of depravity we are dealing with. If anyone still thinks Hamas is not a terrorist organization, then there is something severely morally bankrupt with them. So it remains to be seen whether Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan will look at this footage, or if she will carry on just making the claims that she has. I do notice on social media she has offended a lot of people, not just Israelis, who have always followed her work and supported her. In better news, because we really try and exit our news broadcast as much as possible with some positive news, and there is some positive news. The US House of Representatives voted last night 412 to 10 in favor of condemning Hamas and standing by Israel and ensuring that Israel has everything that we need to defend ourselves against a very, very monstrous and well-bunkered enemy. So thank you to the good people of the United States who have said that they not only condemn Hamas, they stand side by side with the state of Israel. And of course, many of you out there are wondering how this is affecting the Abraham Accords. Well, we finally heard from one of our Abrahamic partners, the finance minister of Bahrain, speaking at a convention. He said now more than ever, we need to work to ensure integration in the region. He says he believes these accords will hold and they are something positive to aspire to. So thank you to our partners in Bahrain. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community is at Lotelsite, LOTELSITE. Our YouTube channel is at The Israel Brief. Click on that red subscribe button. Let's get our community growing. Let's get the stories from Israel you are never going to hear on the BBC or Sky or other news networks out by sharing The Israel Brief. And of course, we're on X at Lay of the Land 5. All that remains is for me to wish you a wonderful weekend, a peaceful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll catch you again on Monday. Take care. Bye for now.